you do, which makes them regret it until they die. Met a narcissist recently. It's like being caught in the rain without an umbrella. You think it's just a rough patch, but you're actually in the middle of a toxic storm. You believe it's just a tough phase, so you pour everything you have into it. Meanwhile, the narcissist drains you like a vampire at a blood bank, consuming your love, money, and time while searching for their next target. It feels like running on an endless track. They take everything you give, and it never ends. They're oblivious to the chaos they create. It's like they're playing Jenga on a massive scale, removing blocks until everything collapses. That move will terrify them. It's like setting off an ego bomb, forcing them to rethink everything. Wait until you hear the news. Imagine being with a toxic ego, unaware of their true nature. You're lost in the dark, thinking it's just a rough patch, completely unprepared for the wild ride ahead. You invest your time, money, energy, and emotions into the relationship, only to be met with silence. It's like rowing against the current in a leaky boat while they poke more holes in your efforts. Just as you're about to sink, they abandon ship for their next target. The cycle of abuse seems endless. They tick until you're broken and empty, like driving down a dead-end street with no way out. Some might dismiss your pain as drama, but those who have been there know better. Narcissists operate by their own twisted rules, causing chaos. They're always on the hunt for new prey, ready to pounce on the next victim. The catch is that it's not just about them. It's about their refusal to face their own issues. They remain ensnared in a web of lies and deceit, tiptoeing through a minefield, always anticipating the next explosion. Your emotions fluctuated wildly when you were with a narcissist. Light and dark were constantly at war, leaving you exhausted and defeated. Remember, you're stronger than you realize. You survived the storm, and now it's time to rebuild. Your relationship with a narcissist took you on an emotional roller coaster, leaving you drained and worn out. But amidst the chaos, you found clarity. Discovering the term narcissist and its true meaning was like finding a lighthouse in the dark. They didn't expect you to see through their facade. They underestimated your strength, assuming you'd never uncover the truth or delve into understanding like they did when they first ensnared you. Do you remember the first time you met the narcissist? They observed your every move, delving deep into your past, goals, strengths, and weaknesses like detectives. They were meticulously planning how to deceive you while taking mental notes. In their distorted minds, they saw you as a prime target, someone who could provide them with validation, energy, and power, whether temporarily or permanently. They charmed you, but beneath their charming exterior lay deceit. They knew you'd lose a piece of yourself each day you were with them. And when you were at your lowest, they discard you without a second thought. What they didn't anticipate was your strength. They never imagined you'd rise again. They hurt you, expecting you to either leave or become a shadow of your former self. But they miscalculated. You chose a different path. You began to heal, understand ego, and recognize your worth. You escaped because you saw through the deadly entanglement. No longer a pawn, you found a strong foundation. Their attempts to reach out failed. You rediscovered your security and sense of self. This wasn't just the end, it was the beginning of your freedom. Their plan was simple: destabilize you and trap you in a toxic web. Before understanding narcissism, you felt empty. You obsessed over them day and night, analyzing every move and word. You were stuck in their fog, constantly apologizing and bending over backwards. As they eroded your self-worth, they grew bored. Once they had you, the thrill was gone, and they sought validation elsewhere, but they underestimated your resilience. If you've dealt with such a toxic person, I sympathize deeply. It's not easy to handle the damage they inflict. But guess what? You stumbled upon the key to your freedom. That narcissist never imagined you would escape, heal, and find freedom. They thrived on keeping you uncertain and manipulating your emotions like a magician. But you rewrote the script. You delved deep, uncovered the truth, and saw beyond their facade. Refusing to stay in their shadow and endure their endless cycle of pain, you displayed immense courage, resilience, and determination to break free. You made it through. Now you're on a path of healing, growth, and self-discovery. You're prioritizing yourself, recognizing your worth, and taking control of your life. You are now the one in charge, not the narcissist. No longer believing their lies or allowing them to control you. Narcissists are notoriously incapable of closure. Apologizing or admitting fault? Not part of their plan. They see themselves as perfect and invincible. Yet, like everyone else, they make mistakes. They're just too proud to acknowledge them. They are perpetually engrossed in their game of abuse and deception. They lure people in, only to discard them like yesterday's news. This behavior extends beyond romantic relationships to friendships and family ties. Children of narcissists often suffer the most, enduring psychological abuse and mind games, with many eventually severing ties to heal. But here you are, breaking free. You've reclaimed control of your life, emerging from the chaos they created. You've made progress while they continue to sow discord. You're no longer falling for their constant need for attention and power. They never saw this coming. They underestimated your strength, believing you'd give up. Now, look at you, standing tall despite everything. You weathered the storm without the support system they dismantled. You're stronger and wiser, showcasing your true resilience. When faced with adversity, narcissists vanish, taking responsibility or facing consequences, not their style. They'd rather create havoc and bring you down. It's a harsh reality, but that's how they operate. Okay, so what happens next? They take off quickly, leaving you behind. They may try to hoover you back in, but don't fall for it. It means you're moving on. Yes, it hurts to hit rock bottom after a split. But guess what? You're way above everything. You're learning a lot, getting better, and moving forward. You understand that they did not break you. Life is a journey full of surprises. Every day has its own surprises. As you stay away from toxic people, you toughen up and become more robust. It's important to break free and keep your room. You can try the grey rock method if you can't cut ties. The narcissist had no idea that you would learn to heal. They thought you would fall apart, but they were wrong. You're not living up to standards. You're not just getting by, you're living. If they try to change your story, know that their lies can't change the truth. Your special power is how strong you are. Know that you're not the only one who has been in bad situations. You're strong. No matter if you're lost or flying high, your trip is important. They didn't think you'd get so popular, but now you're here to show them they were wrong. This is the first step in getting better. Do not forget that you are better than you believe. If this hit home for you, show your support by sharing, liking, and following. Thanks for being a part of this group. Wishing you better days ahead. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that resonates with many. What happens to narcissists when you go no contact with them? It's a subject that invites curiosity, offering insights into the narcissistic psyche when communication is abruptly severed. The dynamics of going no contact can vary widely, depending on the depth and duration of the relationship with the narcissist. Today, we're unraveling these intricacies, equipping you with a deeper understanding of what to anticipate when you make the bold decision to cease communication with a narcissistic individual. When you initiate no contact with a narcissist, their reaction is often predictable. They perceive it as your responsibility to re-establish contact, not theirs. Initially, they exude confidence in their ability to undermine your resolve, fueled by the belief in their superiority and your perceived emotional vulnerability. They gamble on the assumption that your emotions will sway you, ultimately leading you back into their orbit. Why do they harbor such beliefs? Well, they view you as the emotional and empathetic one, traits they deem as weaknesses. They anticipate that your emotions will overpower you, compelling you to succumb to their allure sooner or later. Hence, it's imperative to adhere steadfastly to your decision of maintaining complete no contact. This means refraining from any form of communication, regardless of occasions like their birthday or that of their mother, with whom you might share a positive rapport. When you implement the no-contact rule with a narcissist, you're effectively signaling the end of the relationship. However, don't expect them to be deeply affected by your absence. Their lack of empathy means they won't lose sleep over your well-being. Instead, they swiftly move on to seek validation and attention from other sources, often already grooming a backup while still in the relationship with you. Their fear of being alone drives them to constantly seek out new prospects. With you out of the picture, they immerse themselves in their new supply, relishing the excitement of something fresh. Simultaneously, they keep their options open in case things sour with the new person. Your welfare isn't a priority for them during this phase. However, if their new endeavor fails or if they encounter resistance, they might reconsider their stance. Closure isn't typically a priority for narcissists, as they prefer to maintain flexibility in their choices. They may only relent after a dramatic confrontation. While not all narcissists return, many do, particularly if they perceive something of value still within reach, such as physical intimacy, financial assets, or social status. They might attempt to re-enter your life in pursuit of their desires, especially if they believe there's something they stand to gain. They employ tactics like hovering, aiming to draw you back into the relationship. Typically, this occurs when they tire of their current supply or believe enough time has elapsed for you to overlook their previous mistreatment. Suppose you severed contact due to discovering their manipulative behavior or suspicions of infidelity. In such cases, the narcissist bites their time, shifts focus to a new target, and then attempts to re-enter your life. This marks the onset of hoovering, characterized by messages such as, "How have you been?" or "Long time no talk," as they endeavor to re-engage you while sidestepping acknowledgement of past issues. Discovering the narcissist's deceitful facade and broken promises can be jarring. Their once charming demeanor and pledges of a shared future unravel as falsehoods, leaving you devastated. Opting to cut off contact thrusts you into an emotional abyss, devoid of a safety net, grappling with the disillusionment of a love you earnestly believed in. The aftermath is tumultuous, leaving you shattered, bewildered, and questioning how the narcissist could transition from affectionate gestures to indifference. Once they perceive they've ensnared you, the veneer of affection begins to dissipate. Secure in the belief they've secured your loyalty, they relinquish the facade. Subsequently, their attention shifts to seeking out new targets, treating relationships as a game to conquer. Narcissists harbor insatiable desires, perpetually seeking novelty and validation, even if content in their current situation, all the while keeping you on standby as a fallback option. When you uncover their manipulative games and decide to sever ties, narcissists swiftly pivot to a new target. But here's the twist: they'll likely attempt to reel you back in at some point. People often ponder, Do narcissists feel the absence during no contact? It's crucial to grasp that a narcissist's mindset diverges drastically from yours. They may yearn for the favors you bestowed upon them, but they won't yearn for you as a person or as their soulmate. If they genuinely cherished you, they wouldn't gamble with losing you to another. Believe me, I've witnessed enough to understand that a narcissist would never relinquish someone they truly valued. Even if there's a flicker of fondness or concern, narcissists always prioritize themselves. They'll be engrossed in their newfound well of attention, scarcely sparing a thought for your well-being. Many narcissists assume you'll forever linger in the wings, awaiting their return, convinced that none can match the allure you once held for them. It's a narrative they convince themselves of. Yet, what truly disorients a narcissist is discovering you've embarked on a new romantic journey. That's when it dawns on them that someone else now revels in the attention they once commanded. Their reaction hinges on the business of their life. If surrounded by a throng of admirers, they'll likely overlook your pursuits. However, during moments of upheaval or loneliness, they'll attempt to ensnare you once more. Narcissists employ a myriad of tactics, including sweet talk and attempts to reignite feelings of desire. Yet, when a narcissist endeavors to reclaim your affection, ponder this. If they genuinely loved or cared for you, would they have jeopardized your connection in the first place? Someone who authentically valued you would have strived to resolve issues rather than vanishing, only to resurface later. Should you have cut ties with a narcissist and they refrain from re-establishing contact for an extended period, it may indicate their attachment wasn't as profound as they purported. Keep in mind, narcissists prioritize their own interests. If they endeavor to re-enter your life, it's often due to failure elsewhere or lingering desires. They may seek to test your susceptibility to manipulation, viewing any interaction as an opportunity to gauge your vulnerability. Reflect on past encounters, the deceit, manipulation, and potential betrayals. They likely peddled a distorted version of reality, masking their true intentions. Entertaining their presence perpetuates the cycle of toxicity. Although they may leverage their physical attractiveness in an attempt to sway you, attractiveness doesn't equate to genuine worth. While both narcissists and non-narcissists can be aesthetically pleasing, the former may exploit their appearance as a tool for manipulation, often ensnaring unsuspecting individuals. However, allowing a narcissist back into your life merely rekindles the cycle of abuse. While they might exhibit altered behavior temporarily, the underlying issues will resurface. They'll revert to ignoring you and potentially engage in deceitful behavior behind your back. Moreover, they'll perceive your acquiescence as a sign of weakness or gullibility, reinforcing their belief that you'll always be at their disposal even if confronted with arguments or subsequent attempts to sever ties. Repeatedly returning to a narcissist portrays desperation. Each reconciliation signals tolerance for their behavior, diminishing your standing in their eyes. It's imperative to address relationship issues directly from the outset. While disagreements are natural and space may be necessary at times, prolonged separations can detrimentally impact the relationship. During these intervals, both parties may engage with others, leading to complications upon reunification, such as concerns about new connections formed during the break. If efforts to reconcile and compromise prove futile, it may indicate that the relationship is untenable. This holds particularly true in serious relationships or marriages involving children, as resolving conflicts is paramount for their well-being. Children are profoundly affected by parental dynamics, underscoring the importance of considering their welfare. Furthermore, it's vital to contemplate the repercussions of one's actions. Regrettably, Many act without considering the broader implications, including the impact on family members. Opting for no contact necessitates a definitive severance of ties. Bid farewell, acknowledge the toxicity of the relationship, and recognize that any fleeting moments of happiness were eclipsed by adversity. Trust forms the bedrock of healthy relationships, and enduring perpetual fear of emotional harm is unsustainable. While initiating no contact may entail challenges and moments of solitude, it far surpasses the alternative of languishing in a toxic relationship. Continuously allowing a narcissist to transgress boundaries will inevitably culminate in a breaking point, compelling one party to walk away. Keep in mind that life is fleeting, and investing time in the wrong relationships can be a significant misstep. Prioritize discernment in your interactions and safeguard your time from individuals lacking transparency or resorting to gaslighting. Instead, seek connections with mature individuals who prioritize honest communication and cooperation in navigating life's hurdles. When employing the no-contact approach with a narcissist, consider utilizing the gray rock technique. This method involves maintaining emotional detachment and unresponsiveness, effectively making yourself unappealing to them. Block them across all platforms and remain silent if approached by anyone associated with them. For those co-parenting with a narcissist, adhere strictly to legal guidelines regarding communication and custody arrangements. We trust this video has imparted valuable insights. If you found it beneficial, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content. Additionally, explore the complimentary book and one-on-one consultation provided in the description below. Thank you for tuning in.